deal, Pickle? What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to part 2 of our Junkpile Crosskart. Let's get after it. Quick question, John. Front suspension?
Yeah, front suspension.
Steering?
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna cut the nose off of this thing. Have a little more floor space. Well, since the last time we had the camera rolling, we were doing a lot of figuring out how we were going to place stuff. So we decided to put two 1-inch square tubes up top. And we cleaned all the paint off here. I don't know what in the world they painted this frame with, but good God.
Yeah, that paint's almost bulletproof.
Yeah, burn up 2 flat discs, believe it or not.
There we go. All I needed was a little C-clamp persuasion. So now we got the strut tower kind of done. It's tacked in. We're just gonna get these tacked in so we can kind of square it up, see where we're at, and then start working on steering. Eyeball. Okay, so now that we got the front suspension tacked in, it's time to figure out the steering. This is the new steering rack that we're going to use. It came with these extensions and tie rods. We're going to have to extend these out a little bit more. We'll get to that here in a minute. But I want to get this steering rack mounted up here so that it's more in line with these tie rods. So I'm going to get these mounts tacked up, and then we'll work on a plate to go across here to bolt this to. This 2-inch by 3/16 flat bar, the only thing I did with this was I centered up the steering rack on it and drilled holes in it to run these U-bolts through. That is going to mount my steering rack permanently in place, and then all I'm going to do is just center these up, tack this in, and then we can get started on these tie rods. This is the extension that came with the steering rack. Here's the steering rack, here's the tie rod. You see the problem we're having here? I've got to make these longer. I've done this before in other videos, but I'm just going to go over it real quick. Basically, all I'm going to do, I have to make this longer. So what I'm going to do is just cut it in half, throw in a piece of tube, throw the halves in each end, get it the measurement that I want it, tack it in place. Then we got a longer tie rod. Alright, so here's the cut piece. Here's the tubing that I've also cut. And all we're going to do is this right here. The reason that I'm doing it like this is so I can run it inside the tube. You don't want to just butt weld it to anything. You want to actually have it inside of something. And what we'll do here is I'll drill a small hole just to be able to plug weld this. It'll give it some strength, and in case the end weld breaks, tie rod don't come apart, because that doesn't make for a good time. There it is. It's just tacked in at the moment. I'm going to have to do some tweaking maybe, but I've got to get the other one made. So once I get that done, we'll get them mounted on the cart, see what all needs, but should be ready to go. Alright, here they are. Installed. Ready to rock.
You got your num-num going on over there. Look at that. Fat pills. No. Hey, Colin, what's going on? I thought this was all put together and ready to...
I've got to take the steering rack back off.
What happened?
Well, I'm glad you asked. The steering rack, we've never put one of these on before, like used one of these steering racks. Well, they don't come with instructions, and come to find out, there's a certain way you have to put them on. Because I'm going to turn the wheel to the right. Which way are the tires going, John?
To the left.
Oh, man. And see, the thing was, I put this on here and was like, yeah, that'll work. I never once thought to check and make sure this rotation was correct. Not one time. You know, I could just cut this out.
Yeah, and brace it from here to here.
I don't even know if we'd really need to brace it. I could just...
It might not. That's some thick steel, so it might not even have to.
And one would find out.
So what are you going to use to cut it?
The thing you hate using.
Oh, cutoff wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
John hates using cutoff wheels because of the risk of it flying apart. He swears by a Sawzall, but I probably have the world's dullest and slowest Sawzall right now. So I'm going to fire up the old batter-powered grinder, throw a cutting wheel on it, and notch this out and see what happens. It'll do, pig. That'll do.
Yep. Look at there. It's going the right direction now.
Yes, sir. I'm making sure the tie rods aren't hitting anything. And don't look like the boots are binding anymore.
That's some good steering radius.
Man, you ain't lying.
Turn it all the way to one side, Colin.
Oh, boom. Look at that.
That's good. Oops. Had to weld that back together. Missed a little. Alright, we're testing out the steering wheel position the best we can without having a brace to hold the steering wheel. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and cut this out of here.
Give me that Sawzall. I'm not
get it out of our way.
Yet. Give me that Sawzall.
Alright. Looks like that's it.
Alright, so we made a lot of good progress on the front suspension and steering. We decided that using the rear end off of the ATV just isn't going to work. So we've got other plans for it now. Unfortunately, we had to order some parts and they won't be in here until probably after the holidays. So we're kind of at a standstill on the back end right now. We've got to figure out the engine cradle, the wiring, a seat. We can't fully mount the steering setup with the column and all that until we get a seat put in it. We need tires, we need lights, all kinds of stuff. Still got to figure out our rear drive line. A lot of work to do. With the holidays right around the corner, we're going to be spending a lot of time with our families, so we won't be spending as much time in the shop. So it may be a little bit before we get our next video out. If you need any gift ideas, you can pick up a t-shirt from Mini Bike Apparel, much like this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, y'all get up, get out there, get after it, and Merry Christmas.